All right, ready to untangle the world of twisting machine operators. We're going to dive deep into what it takes to ace that interview.
Absolutely. It's a fascinating field, blending technical know-how with a touch of artistry.
So picture this you walking into a textile factory.
Mm-hmm.
The air's buzzing, machines whirring, and
Yeah,
you're the one making it all happen.
that's right. From those soft cotton threads to the heavy-duty industrial fibers, it all starts with the twisting machine operator.
And we're going to make sure you wow those hiring managers with your knowledge.
Let's jump right into it. One of the first things they'll want to know is your experience.
Right, like spill the tea on your twisting machine adventures.
Exactly. They'll probably ask something like, can you explain your experience operating twisting machines? Don't just list off the machines you've used, though.
Yeah, give them the juicy detail.
Exactly. What were your specific duties? What kind of yarns did you work with? Any particular machines or processes you rocked at?
They want to see your passion, right?
Right.
Like those moments on the factory floor when you solved a tricky problem. Speaking of, be ready to troubleshoot on the spot.
Oh, absolutely. They'll want to see how you think on your feet. Like, can you describe a time you had to troubleshoot a problem with a twisting machine?
Ooh, good one. How should our listeners prepare for that kind of question?
The STAR method is your best friend here. Situation, task, action, result. Lay it out nice and clear.
Break it down for us.
So first, set the scene. What was the problem? Then, what was your task? What were you supposed to do about it? After that, talk about the action you took to fix it. And finally, hit him with the positive result. How'd you save the day?
So instead of a rambling story, it's like a punchy, impactful anecdote, like a yarn-themed documentary.
Precisely. And remember, they're looking for more than just technical skills. Problem solving, staying cool under pressure, and your commitment to quality.
Right. Speaking of quality, that's huge in textile manufacturing. No one wants a wonky sweater.
Exactly. Be ready for questions like, how do you ensure quality control when operating a twisting machine?
Because every thread counts. Right.
Absolutely. Now's your time to shine as the quality champion. Talk about the procedures you follow, checking yarn tension, inspecting those finished spools. Any special tools or techniques? Lay it on them.
And hey, this is where RoleCatcher can give you a serious edge.
Oh, for sure. RoleCatcher's AI digs into job descriptions and picks out keywords, like those related to quality control.
So it's like tailoring your answers before you even say a word.
Exactly. It helps you hit those key points and really impress those hiring managers.
It's like having a personal interview coach who speaks fluent textile.
It's all about speaking their language, right?
Exactly. Now let's talk yarn, because we can't forget about the actual material.
Oh, absolutely. Be ready to discuss your experience with different types of yarn. They might throw a question at you like, can you describe your experience working with different yarn types?
Yeah, this isn't like that fashion movie where they mix up the belts. Haha. You got to know your yarns.
Right. Be familiar with those common fibers, cotton, wool, silk, synthetics, and their unique properties. They might even get specific, like asking about denier or twist per inch.
Oh, getting technical. So what exactly do those terms mean? And why should a twisting machine operator care?
Great question. Denier's all about the yarn's weight. Higher denier means it's thicker, heavier. And twist per inch, well, that's how tightly those fibers are twisted together.
Makes sense.
Right. And all of that affects the yarn's strength, how durable it is, how it drapes, the important stuff.
So a skilled operator needs to know how all these factors play into that final product, right?
Exactly. And how to tweak those machine settings to get the results you want.
It's like being a yarn engineer. But speaking of skills, let's shift gears a bit. We've got to talk about working under pressure.
Right.
Because factories, they're fast-paced.
Right. They want to see you can handle the heat. Be ready for questions like, can you describe a time you had to work with a tight deadline? Or even, how do you prioritize your workload when you're running multiple machines?
It's like having a million notifications popping up on your phone at once. Got to prioritize.
Exactly. When you answer these questions, show them you can stay organized, prioritize tasks, even when things get crazy. The STAR method. Your friend here too.
Ah, so if they ask about a tight deadline, you could talk about a specific time you had to meet a quota, and then boom, lay out those steps you took to stay on track, keep the quality top-notch.
Exactly that. And don't be shy about mentioning those techniques you use to manage time checklists, planners, whatever works for you.
It's all about proving you're organized, efficient, and can handle the pressure cooker.
Now, even though you're working with machines, teamwork is still key.
Yeah, right. It's not just you and the robot.
Exactly. So be prepped for questions like, can you describe your experience with team leadership and supervision? Or How do you handle conflicts within a team?
Even if you haven't had, like, a formal leadership title, you can still talk about times you took charge, helped your colleagues, created a good vibe.
Yeah. Absolutely. Think about those collaborations, those times you had to communicate clearly or even smooth over disagreements. Those are gold.
And you know what else is gold? RoleCatcher. Seriously, this tool can be a game changer.
No doubt. RoleCatcher can go through your resume and find those experiences that scream teamwork, even if they're not spelled out. And then it helps you craft those killer answers that really showcase your skills.
It's like having a career counselor and a thesaurus all rolled into one. It helps you sound super impressive.
Exactly. Now let's switch gears one last time and talk about technology, because the world of textile manufacturing, it's always moving and shaking.
You got to stay ahead of the game.
Yeah.
So they might ask you something like, how do you keep up with new developments in twisting machine technology?
Right.
Yeah.
Exactly. You got to be on top of your game. It really is like that. You got to know what's new, what's changed, just like in any field, right?
Right. So how do you stay in the loop in the textile world? Asking for a friend who might be, prepping for an interview.
Well, you could talk about industry magazines or websites you follow, online forums maybe, even workshops or training programs you've done.
It's about showing them you're not just pushing buttons. You're passionate, always learning, growing.
Exactly. And speaking of growth, let's talk career goals. The interviewer might ask about your long-term plans, where you see yourself down the line.
Time to dream big. So what are some paths for someone starting as a twisting machine operator?
Well, you usually begin entry level, right? Mastering the basics, working with more senior operators. Then you could move up, take on more responsibility, maybe even train new hires.
Climbing that yarn ladder. What about leadership roles?
Definitely a possibility. With experience, the right skills, you could become a supervisor, manage teams, oversee the whole production process.
From yarn apprentice to yarn captain. It's not just about the machines, is it? It's about those leadership skills, that problem-solving mindset. That's what takes you to the top.
Couldn't have said it better myself.
Yeah.
And you know it can help you every step of the way.
RoleCatcher.
Bingo! RoleCatcher helps you tailor those answers for each job. It analyzes what they're looking for, those keywords, those skills, then boom, targeted sample answers, helpful suggestions, right at your fingertips.
It's like having a personalized interview playbook.
Exactly. It helps you put your best foot forward, show them what you're made of.
Love it. All right, as we wrap up our deep dive into the world of twisting machine operators, any final words of wisdom?
Go in there with confidence, let your passion shine through, highlight those technical skills, and hey, don't be afraid to geek out a little about yarn.
Yes. Show them you're not just there for a paycheck. You're fascinated by this whole process, turning raw fibers into incredible fabrics.
Absolutely. And remember, this industry, always changing. That willingness to learn, to adapt, that's your secret weapon.
Fantastic advice. There you have it, folks. We've untangled the secrets to acing that twisting machine operator interview. Remember, preparation is key. With the right tools and insights, you'll be spinning your own success story in the amazing world of textiles in no time.
Good luck out there.
And until next time, keep those spindles turning.